Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for watching. My name is Krishna. So today I'm just going to talk about the importance of breathing, how we breathe in the Stott Pilates method, and also I'd like to take you through a few of the breathing exercises to help engage the transverses and also the pelvic floor. Why is breathing so important? So the reason we focus so much on it is because if we breathe in the incorrect way, a lot of us breathe in the upper portion, upper lobes of the lungs. This can cause an overuse of the accessory muscles of respiration, and that can also lead to increased tension into the neck and shoulders, which is very common. And so in Pilates, what we're working on is we're inhaling through the nose to regulate the breath, and we're exhaling through the mouth, and that helps to bring this awareness to the transverse abdominis, which is our deeper stabilization muscles. It also helps encourage concentration and focus, allows us to not overuse muscles that we don't need to be using. In all of the exercises, you want to initiate with the breath and then bring awareness to the stabilization before any exercise begins. So quite often in our exercises, it's like you want to breathe, you want to activate the muscle, and then you move. And that way it provides this stabilization and this strength to protect your body. The Pilates breath is very different from the yoga breath, and that can be confusing if you've been practicing yoga for a long time, like I have. So in Pilates, you're inhaling to prepare the body, and it's through the nose, and as you exhale, you're exhaling on exertion. Part of the reason that we do this is when you breathe in naturally, as you inhale, there is this extension of the spine, and you feel your ribs start to expand, like in and out. When you exhale, the ribs will start to come in, and there's a natural flexion of the spine, and that's why a lot of our movements are kind of correlated to that. So we're flexing the spine on the exhale, we're flexing and exhaling on the exertion. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions about that. Is to notice the natural breath. Okay, so I'll invite you to just lay down onto your back, and if you have tension in the neck, you can always put something underneath the head. And this is a very simple exercise. You're just going to close the eyes, bring your feet about hip distance apart, and start to breathe. And as you're breathing, just notice where your breath flows. Noticing if your breath is traveling into the upper areas, into the side, or into the back. And see if you can encourage this three-dimensional breath. Softening through the rib cage, and just take one more deep breath here. Okay, good. And then when you're ready, you can come to the side. You can do any of those longer if you like. Okay, next is breathing flexed forward. And so in this one, you're going to sit with your feet hip distance, and you're sitting upright. And you'll start by allowing the sit bones to get heavy. As you inhale, you'll lengthen up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you'll start to nod the chin and start to articulate through the spine, coming all the way forward and relaxing the upper body down. And here, you'll just inhale and exhale. Especially noticing the breath into the side and the back of your body. We'll take about 3 to 5 breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through pursed lips. After your next exhale, take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, start to articulate the spine and rolling one vertebrae on top of each other. Coming up to a tall spine, and inhale to lengthen. And exhale to relax. The next one is called the lateral rib cage breathing. And this one is also lying down onto the back. So I really like to use a cushion or something underneath my head because I tend to have neck. I don't know if you can really see me here. I'm doing my best. First video. Okay, so you're going to relax. Feet are hip distance apart. And just start by allowing your collarbone to get really wide. And feel your body get heavy. So your sacrum and your rib cage is heavy onto the floor. So allow your hands to come down by your sides. And as you inhale, breathe in. And exhale through the pursed lips. And in this breath, really focus on breathing into the sides of the body. One of the common things I see in this one is that our shoulders get involved. And I want to see if you can just let your shoulders relax more. Take your last breath here. And you can just gently roll to the side and come back up. That was the end of the third exercise. The fourth exercise is a little bit more challenging, okay? So these are kind of progressive. They move on top of each other. So don't worry if you don't get them all right away. A lot of this comes with practice, but I want to share it with you because it's important. And it's all about engaging the pelvic floor and connecting that to the breath. Now, this is not a fully Stott prescribed thing that I found, but I found this description in this book called The Pilates Prescription to Back Pain. And I've been really interested in rehab and helping people with back pain. It just seems like people all around me, my partner, my friends, everyone seems to be affected by back pain at some point. Anyways, this one is by Lynne Robinson, and there's this pelvic floor exercise in here that's called the pelvic floor elevator, and I find it really interesting. So you'll start by sitting up in an upright position. And, first off, just make sure that you're sitting square so that both of your sit bones have equal weight. And then what I'd like you to do is imagine like you have an elevator inside of you. And this is the pelvic elevator that comes up and down, okay? We're going to imagine there's 3 floors, the third floor being the belly button, okay? So you can start by just closing your eyes. And start by just breathing in wide and full through the sides and the back and lengthen up through the spine. Now, as you exhale, I want you to draw the muscles of your pelvic floor together. It's almost like you're trying to prevent the flow of urine, okay? And you're going to take the elevator up to the first floor. Then you're going to inhale, release back down to the ground floor, release the elevator, and you exhale, second floor. Inhale to release back down, and exhale to the third floor. Inhale back down, and relax. Let's do this a couple times together. And the second time, I want you to place your hands on your belly and notice at which point that your lower abdominals hollow. So when you're doing this, you want to activate the low abdominals, and you don't want the rectus abdominis to kick in. Rectus is your six-pack muscles, right? So the muscle we're working is deeper than your rectus, deeper than the six-pack muscle. So you want it not to kick in, and it's like a light engagement of the lower abdominals. So when the six-pack muscle does kick in, you're not recruiting the transversus, which is what we're aiming for. Okay, so trying to keep the six-pack muscle quiet is the long way of saying that. So when you're engaging this stabilizing muscles, you want to start the action from the pelvic floor. So right from the bottom, reaching up, and just think about it like zipping and hollowing that 80s bodysuit. All right, so take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So start by just getting heavy into the sit bones, widen and relax. You're going to inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, engage your pelvic floor and take it up to the first floor. Inhale, back down. Exhale, second floor. Inhale, release and down. Exhale, third floor. Right to the height of the belly button. Inhale, release. And just repeat it one more time on your own. Inhale and relax. Okay, good. How did that feel? So pelvic floor, really important. You know, I heard a stat that 1 in 3 women don't engage their pelvic floor properly, and this is this can make a really big difference in your life. So next, we have 2 more exercises left, so stay with me. Next is the transversus engagement. So this next one we'll do lying on the back, and I want you to think about, as you inhale, you're just lengthening, and as you exhale, you're just engaging this corset muscle, okay? So let's do that, lying down on the back. Start by just getting really comfortable. And again, your pelvis, your sacrum heavy. Deep breath in to relax and prepare. And as you exhale, I want you to also think about engaging that pelvic floor. So feel this hugging in, and at the same time you're engaging your transversus, you're taking that pelvic elevator up to your belly, and then inhale, release, exhale. Feel this muscle knitting together, and you want to feel your belly getting flat. You don't want the belly to start to poof up, because that would mean you're not engaging your deeper core muscle, right? So the transversus is deeper than the obliques, and it's deeper than your rectus. It's your deep stabilization. Okay, let's do this again. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, knitting the rib cage towards each other. Feel that engagement with the pelvic floor, and as you inhale, I'm going to add this now. You're going to allow your spine to return to neutral, which is the natural curve of the spine. Feel the sit bones getting heavy. Good. And release. The last one we're going to do is we're going to bring everything all in together, and this is the breath pattern that incorporates the abdominis. The inhale through the nose regulates the breath, and as you exhale through the mouth, through the pursed lips, this helps to activate the transversus abdominis, which is what we were just doing, right? So you'll see that everything just fits all in nice together, and you know, the pieces of the puzzle start to make sense. So this is our last exercise. And let the shoulders soften. Take an inhale. As you exhale, feel your rib cage knitting together. Feel that pelvic floor. Inhale through the nose. Bring the spine back to neutral. Nice little natural curve. Exhale. Keeping the collarbones heavy, and the chest kind of soft. Let's just take 3 more breaths like this together. Okay, well, that completes today's video on breathing, Pilates breathing to be specific. I hope that that was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and stay tuned. I'm using these videos to help my students gain understanding of the Stott Pilates method, and also a way for me to practice and dive in deep. So let me know your thoughts. Please come back and visit soon. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.